Okay, last session of the day. Thank you for joining me. My name is V Gutterman, and this is a joint work with Benny Pincus from Haifa University and Tzachi Reinman from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Just a short bio about myself. I'm the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of SafeEnd, and a lecturer at the Hebrew University in the Interdisciplinary Center at Herzliya. In the last 10 years, I was doing research in the different fields of applied crypto and applied security. And just a few words about SafeEnd. We do endpoint security for the non-TCP/IP port. These are the USB, FireWire, Bluetooth, and so on. And this talk is, of course, about something else, about the Linux random number generator. And actually, there isn't a better place to speak about random number generators than a casino. You all know the importance of randomness when playing in a casino. But actually, not only in casino. Almost every security protocol that we know or use needs random number generators. SSL, TCP sequence numbers, DNS, SSH, and many, many other security protocols use random number generators. Usually we are familiar with the term Alice picks a key K at random. That's from the basic cryptography course. And of course, if this key isn't so random, then the entire security system can easily be broken. Two examples, one from 10 years ago, very famous one, the Netscape SSL. David Wagner and Ian Goldberg were able to find that the Netscape SSL was using a weak PRNG. And in the next slide, I'm going to show this PRNG, the source code. And last year, we were able to mount another attack on Apache session IDs. So we were able to guess your session IDs, which should be random. And using that attack, we were able to enter to someone else's session ID, steal a session ID. And just to make sure that everyone follows me, here's the Netscape source code for using the random number generator. So you can see at the bottom of the slide, the key is created completely from the random number generator. It's supposed to be strong. It's supposed to be 128 bits or 60 bits. But if the random number generator isn't random enough, if the space is smaller, like 20 bits, 15 bits, 10 bits, then the entire system collapses. That's it. But that brings us into a problem. When speaking about computers and random, that's not a good combination, because computers are very deterministic. So how random number generators are implemented? Usually using some kind of state. We have some state, we seed it in the beginning, and then we get an endless stream of bits, which should be, again, random. But what's random? Usually two meanings. One, pseudo-randomness, meaning that if an adversary takes the output stream and read it, there is no easy way to trace back from the stream of bits back into the states. If there was an easy way, we could easily predict the next bits. A second important property that we usually seek in cryptography and in security systems is once we break into the machine, we don't want to be able to trace back past secrets or past keys. That's called forward security. The fact that once we break in, the history remains okay, remains secure. In the recent years, we were having an advance in PRNGs, and we started using PRNGs with entropy. We used the different noise coming from the operating system to feed the PRNG. And all over my talk, I'm going to use the word entropy, and I mean system noise, hard disk movements, the different interrupts, memory allocations, and so on and so forth. So we have the same PRNG, but we keep feeding it with additional entropy each couple of minutes, seconds, depends of course of the level of entropy that we can gain. And what can we achieve from this kind of security? First, we should have, of course, the two previous properties. That is the pseudo-randomness and the forward security. But in addition, we gain another property. That's the backward security. What we gain is using the new entropy, the new unpredictable bits coming from the operating system, the fact that if an adversary is penetrating the system and getting the state of the PRNG, there is a limited time that he or she can use it. Because after limited time, after a very short period, there is enough entropy coming into the system and the state is clear again. So that's the advance of using entropy for pseudo-random number generators. Okay? And that's a good reason. We can make sure that even if someone is penetrating to our system, there is a very limited influence to this penetration. You can steal the state of the PRNG, but that's for a very limited time. And actually, most modern operating systems are using such entropy-based pseudo-random number generator. That's another scheme to describe it. We describe the state, and we move from one state to a new state, plot some output, and using the entropy, compute the next state. So I described shortly what are PRNGs, entropy-based PRNGs. I'll get into a few examples of using these entropy-based PRNGs in modern operating systems. And then in my second part of the talk, I'm going to get in details to Linux. Most of our research was doing reverse engineering for the Linux pseudo-random number generator, the one at the kernel, the dev random and the dev urandom, and I'm going to describe our results. And you're going to see that it isn't so easy, even though you may say to yourself, well, it's open source. What kind of reverse engineering was needed there? And you'll see in a couple of minutes. And we were able to use this information, this analysis, for a couple of attacks. One of them is simple denial of service. One of them is more theoretical, because the number of computation is very, very high. That's in the general case. That's the forward security cryptanalysis. But there are several cases where our attack is very, very practical. And one such example is the wireless routers, such as the OpenWRT. These are the home routers running Linux, and I'm going to demonstrate that we can easily break almost any security protocol running on this platform. So that's a very serious vulnerability right now, and I hope it will be fixed in the near future. We also did some entropy, some noise measurements for some Linux machines, and that's it. So PRNGs, there are lots of constructions of entropy-based PRNGs. I guess that most of you are familiar with the ones like the PGP, that ones that tells us to type something on our keyboards, to move the mouse. There are others like Yarrow, RSA, and so on, but all of them are using some ad hoc structures. Take your data, mix it, hash it, use it to encrypt, use all sorts of tools, but no proof is provided whether this is secured or not. Some of it is also used for operating systems besides Linux. One of them is BSD, which using Yarrow together with embedded AES. And of course, I mentioned Linux. There are also some implementation for Unix. And I forgot one operating system, a small one, Windows. There is an embedded entropy-based pseudo-random generator called crypt-gen-random. And I guess that if you were implementing some security protocol for Windows, you probably use this one. Your SSL, your Internet Explorer, by default uses this function. What do we know about it today? Nothing. Microsoft published about two pages in the MSDN saying it's very secured. It is using the entropy collected from the system, and that's it. I was able to find, there is a patent that Microsoft filed about it, but the patent doesn't reveal any too much. And we started, actually we are working on doing the reverse engineering and see how secure this system is. Maybe something for next year. There is a new result from last year, a new theoretic academic result from Boaz Barak and Shai Halevi. That's from CCS, that's an academic convention that provide the framework for entropy-based PRNGs. It's a good framework using some stable structures that can use to prove both forward, backward, and pseudo-randomness. Unfortunately, it's a new paper, and none of the PRNGs is using this structure. So if you are going to implement a new system, considering using an entropy-based PRNG, please consider using this scheme. It is very easy to implement. You can just take AES together with some hash function, and you'll get these properties, the three properties that I mentioned in the beginning. Okay, now to Linux. The entropy-based PRNG is implemented in the kernel. It's a product that started by Theodor Tzor. That's his picture. He was a student at the time at MIT, 1994. So it's about 12 years now. And it's a very, very complex entropy-based PRNG. Lots of patches over the years, complex structures, changes in a weekly basis by many people. We were able to see